And we're back, guys. Tennis in a minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. We are live at the French Open. Barbora Krejcikova and Viktorija Golubic. This was a popcorn-worthy match. Now, Barbora, in case you guys don't remember, right? We know the YouTube world has a short-term memory. 45 and 17, 2021. Barbora Krejcikova won the French Open. She took out Karolina Pliskova, Ekaterina Svitolina, the defensive powerhouse, Sloane Stevens, and she even beat Corey Coco Gauff in the quarterfinal. A lot of people don't realize Coco has always gone deep here in the French Open, guys. She goes deep here in France. She loves, and Coco said France is her favorite place to play tennis. And we all know she was a longtime student at Patrick's facility with Brenda Favertova and Lena Favertova. Watch out for Coco, guys. I'm telling you. Sakri, the Greek goddess, and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova for the title, which I gave out that pick. Barbora was the underdog. She got the job done. But fast forward to 2024, only 5-6 on the year. She hasn't played much at all on clay. She's winless, 0-3. She comes into this matchup against Viktorija Golubic as a 7-1 favorite. Now, listen, guys. Face value, this is a match that Barbora should win. She's dominated Victoria over the years. I mean, prior to this match, they played something like, I don't know, I want to say like 9 times, and Barbora's won like 7 of them. But would today be any different? Now, Victoria jumped out to a 4-love lead. And listen, guys, you think I'm horrible with the pronunciations of names. Did you hear the chair umpire? Gullible leads 4-love. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. But this first set would take a drastic turn, and it seemed like for Victoria, for the worst. That's right. At one point, up 4-love in the first set, Barbora would actually take the lead in the first set, up 6-5, and Victoria would have to break back to force a first set tiebreak. And I'm saying to myself, how did we get here, ladies and gentlemen? She was up 4-love. Now listen, on the day, my personal picks, I had 4 personal picks. Okay, the first one, we started things off with Yifan Wang to defeat Timofeva. That was the first pick of the day. Wang was the underdog. That one came in. My second pick of the day, I had Ayla Tomljanovic as an underdog to win at least one set over Diana Yastremska. That came in. My third pick of the day, I took Tamara Zidensek taking on Alison Van Upwick to go under 9.5 games in the first set. That came in. And my last pick on the day, I had Viktorija Golubic winning this match outright. Why? Now listen, even though Barbora has dominated this head-to-head, she hasn't played tennis. She doesn't have her timing down. She doesn't have her form. But more importantly, her stamina. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, of all the ladies on tour, Barbora is probably the sweetest. She's a beautiful human being, okay? But she's not in form. And this is the part where I have to give this fair criticism, or else we wouldn't be a tennis outlet. I have to. It's my obligation. Barbora is not in shape, guys. And her stamina is probably not that great to begin with. But when she's in form, when she's in shape, I think she can beat anyone on tour. And she's proven that by beating Iga Swiatek the last 2 times. Of all the matches she's played against Iga Swiatek, she has won more service games than Iga, 53-51. Barbora is amazing. She's a good shot maker. And the reason why I think Iga struggles a lot with Barbora is, listen, we all know Iga, she's a master chess player, right? But I think Barbora is just a little bit too advanced. You know, if you watch Iga play, she does a lot of things that are just strategic. They're tactical. But I think Barbora just outpoints her in everything. It's just the things that Iga does, it doesn't phase Barbora. She's just too skilled and she's too mentally tough. She ups the ante. Whatever Iga does, Barbora does it better. That's just my personal opinion. But fast forward to this match, the first set tiebreak. Victoria would go up 4-love, and it looked like Victoria was going to run away with the first set tiebreak. But then things took another roller coaster. Barbora finds herself back in the first set tiebreak. Victoria would prevail ultimately, but it wasn't easy. We would head to a second set where Barbora, guys, any of you guys know I'm a former boxer. Whenever you see your opponent playing with their mouthpiece and their mouth is open, they're fatigued, they're tired, and you need to go in. You need to finish them. And one thing I do not like, if you take a look at certain tennis players, when they get tired, they start to give these different signals away to their opponent. If you're watching, if you're alert, you got to go in and put them away. Barbora showed tons of fatigue. You can see her, the mouth open, very tired. And I felt Victoria was catching on to this. And ladies and gentlemen, we have an official upset alert that is complete. Viktorija Golubic, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen, the world's ranked 74. I said this time and time again. Now listen, if there's one place on earth I want to live, it's got to be Switzerland, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Jill Teichmann did not make the main draw. But Switzerland, Belinda Bencic, she's having a baby. Right now, representing for the Olympics, Viktorija Golubic, ladies and gentlemen, that one-handed backhand slice, beautiful. We're talking about Roger Federer, okay? We're talking about Stan. One of the best one-handed slices I've ever seen in my life. She's beautiful. Now, I felt for a lot of this match, Barbora, her variety would be a bit much for Victoria, but it really came down to stamina. Barbora, she's just not in form. And you could tell the longer the rally, she would get winded. And I just felt Victoria stayed mentally composed. She just kept her cool. Listen, if you're up 4-love and then you find yourself down, that's a signal that your opponent's probably just better than you and just got off to a bad start, right? Because with tennis, you got to play your way into form. You have to find your timing. And all it takes, at one point, Barbora won 9 of 11 points. And it started to really look like Victoria was losing her confidence. She was making a lot of faces into the camera. But that's a Jordan fist bump because she prevails, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, Barbora is eliminated. The world's ranked 26. How did Victoria do it? Listen, guys, I felt overall this was a messy game, a very competitive match. Now, Victoria did win 61% of her first serves. She lost 64% of her second serve, but she did make up by winning 65% of Barbora's second serve and 40% of her first serve. A lot of break points in this match, guys. Both ladies gave up 17 opportunities, but Victoria would come through converting on 5 of 9, and that was really the difference maker. Barbora was aggressive, 34 winners to 11, but this is the big difference in this match here. 51 unforced errors from Viktorija Golubic, and that sealed the deal. Barbora just made too many mistakes. I felt she just got a little bit too tired. And it's a shame, guys. Barbora's going to take the loser's walk. I felt she, of all the people in the draw, had one of the better chances of taking out Iga Swiatek, but nonetheless, Iga's going to take on Lyola John. She's going to have the home crowd backing her. That's going to be a good match. But Victoria went down the line, and she had Barbora just slipping and sliding like this was a water park, ladies and gentlemen. But she's excited. She's amazing. Now, listen, Victoria, I apologize. When I forgot what tournament it was. One of these tournaments, I thought she was Ludmilla. You know how Ludmilla wears the knee band. I saw the knee band in the ponytail. And I'm like, hey, Ludmilla. No, it was Viktorija Golubic. And she's excited, ladies and gentlemen. And in the words of the chair umpire, game, set, match, gullible. Unbelievable. Viktorija Golubic's excited. Now, listen. I know this exchange at the net looks a little bit horrible, but listen, I'm going to defend Barbora Krejcikova to the cows come home. Listen, I think that's just a bad angle. I just think it's a bad angle. I think she made eye contact. That's just a bad angle. I didn't see any problem with the handshake, and Barbora's is as sweet as can be. Victoria, congratulations. She gets a victory. She's excited. Another big game check for her. She deserves it. Barbora takes the loser's walk, but she is definitely not a loser, ladies and gentlemen. We had a ton of great matches today. Stay tuned for more tennis coverage. Why don't I give you a few right here? Mary Boo, that was one of my locks, the underdog. She took out Veronika Kudermetova, and I told you guys, I don't like what I'm seeing out of Veronika. She's having a losing season. something's not going right now. She and her husband said they don't talk about tennis at home. Well, they might need to change that marriage rule and start talking about tennis at home because something is not going right there. Diana Yastremska plays another day. She takes out Isla Tomljanovic. Donna Vekic advances due to Sorenko retiring. Wong takes out Timofima. That was one of my locks. Osaka comes through another insane match. She was up 4-love, found herself down in the third set. She would break and hold and win. Unbelievable. Marta Kasiu comes back and takes out Laura Pagazzi. That was an amazing match. Yana Fett, ladies and gentlemen. She's back. She takes out Buzas Monero. Big Mama Asta. Ostapenko takes out Jacqueline Christian. I told you Asta would come through. That was a tough match. Big game. Sophia Kennan comes through. She takes out Laura Sigmund. Katarina Sinyakova comes through. Takes out Dalma Galfi. Garcia battle tested. Takes out Eva Liz in 3. Amanda Anisimova takes out Shankova. That's a good win because Amanda, again, much like Barbora, I felt she's not in form. She doesn't have her timing down. To take out someone like Shankova, who's qualified in the last 2 major clay events, she's playing very well, a lot of clay experience. That's a big confidence booster for the former junior #1, former junior slam American. And listen, American tennis, it's not going to be where it needs to be until Amanda gets back to where she belongs. She's big time. Add Amanda into that American mix of tennis players. We run the world. It's exactly like that. Coco, Pegula, Amanda. We got Madison Keys playing well. We got Emma Navarro, Danielle Collins. The Americans run this, ladies and gentlemen. Chloe Paquette. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? She takes out Diana Snyder. I'm so happy for Paquette. It's about time. Wong comes back and takes out Bai. Now, listen, we're going to cover that match. But that match, again, we'll get there. That match was unbelievable. That match was crazy. The hard-hitting Clara Tauson is back, ladies and gentlemen, from Denmark. Listen, Waz, someone's got to represent. She takes out Tatiana Maria. Tamara Zedensek takes out Allison Van Upwick. That was an amazing match. And Olga goes that way. She takes out Martina Trevisan in straight sets. The French Open is here, ladies and gentlemen. And the upset of the day, Viktorija Golubic defeats Barbora Krejcikova